So I'm here today with a group called Scientists for Extinction Rebellion. As our scientist group exists to ensure that Extinction Rebellion is on a very solid scientific footing, and to demonstrate to the public that scientists are so concerned by what we know that we're prepared to take to the streets and to risk arrest if necessary to act on our knowledge. So we're here specifically at the Science Museum because the Science Museum takes sponsorship money from Shell. Shell, the oil company, a major driver of the climate emergency. And we find it unacceptable that a scientific institution, a great cultural institution, such as the Science Museum, should be taking money, dirty money, from an oil company. You know, oil companies have invested heavily over the last 3 decades in undermining public confidence in science. The reason why there are still to this day people that doubt or deny the existence of climate change is because of misinformation campaigns funded by oil companies. So oil companies have an anti-science agenda, and yet the Science Museum is taking their money. So that's fundamentally wrong on a very deep level. It's extremely heartening to me to see this. It shows that people are listening to the science, not listening to the corporate propaganda of fossil fuel industries. I feel empowered. I take great heart from seeing so many people here today.
So therefore it must be optimal. So if a company is polluting a river and damaging the business when the solar system was created, nobody could simulate that.
So I'm part of a group of doctors that are supporting Extinction Rebellion. We're called Doctors for XR. It's a little bit of a misnomer because actually it's lots of different healthcare professionals. So there are nurses, OTs, physiotherapists, etc., involved psychologists. And what we're really trying to do is raise the profile of the impact on human health of climate change. In a lot of people's heads, climate change is sort of an environmental issue, and they see the environment as very separate to sort of getting on with our lives. So of course the environment is absolutely fundamental to us being able to get on with our lives. You know, access to clean air, fresh water, food, shelter. These are things that we all need to survive. And I've come down specifically for the protest today because the Science Museum is somewhere I used to bring my kids when they were little. You know, it's about educating children. And we've got Shell, a company who's investing only a tiny percentage, far less than they said they would, of their money in renewable energy whilst they're getting on with business as usual, which is destroying the future for our children. And it's really tough to talk to them about what the future looks like. I think the hardest conversation I've had in the last couple of years was with my oldest daughter, who said she and her friends were thinking about not having children because they couldn't see a safe future for that. And you think, what have we done when that's how our young people feel?